Today I want to show you basically how to do the Mograph effect in Houdini, because I've seen some tutorials and they literally just too complicated. And I basically found the way to execute this effect with just 5 nodes. 5, okay? Let's first create a geometry. So I'm just going to hit Tab in this object view, and I'm going to hit type Geo. So in Houdini, geometry isn't necessarily just an object. You can actually create entire networks inside of it. So I'm going to double click to go inside, and I'm actually going to create a grid. So we do have access to the primitives. Now, one thing that will be very confusing about Houdini is they refer to primitives. Me and you from Cinema 4D will think, oh, sphere, torus, those primitives. No, in Houdini, when they say primitive, they mean actually polygons or the voxels. But anyway, so I have all my grid properties here, so that's pretty, it's not exactly alien to us. I'm just going to reduce the size because 10 meters is way too big. 3 meters. Let's do 16 subdivisions. Okay, so this is our target object. Next, I'm going to create what is going to work as the effector. So let's use a torus. Okay. So I'm just going to create that next to it. So basically, if I just go above one level, this network is inside of that geo. Let's call this Mograph. And we'll go inside again. Okay, torus. Now the torus is basically going to be our effector. In Cinema 4D, how we have effectors and fall-offs. That's what this is going to do. And the grid's basically going to be the manipulated object. Okay? So next, I'm going to hit Tab and create Mask from Geometry. And the one you want is this one with the sphere. Click it, and I'm going to feed in the grid and the torus effector. Hopefully not the wrong way around. Now, another strange thing in Houdini is you basically have to kind of... let me make this grid bigger. Not all objects are going to be visible till you make them visible. So sometimes you have to merge objects to see them. So right now it's like grid or torus. But if I just click on this purple line here, I can actually see its kind of outline, which is quite useful. So that might be a little too big. Let's just reduce its size. I'm just going to click on the torus and uniform scale. Pretty nice and easy. The grid, let me just make the subdivisions 32. Needs a few more. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly animate this. Usually you'd use a transform, but I'm going to cheat just to keep the nodes minimal. I'm just going to animate its center, which is not how you should do it, but I'm trying to keep the nodes at 5. Okay, now move the time to 120, and let's just move it. Is it ERT? I think it's T for transform. Yeah, let me just move it over here and right click up here, keyframes, commit change. So the keyframing is actually pretty similar to Cinema 4D. So we have this simple animation. Actually here at frame 10, I'm just going to take it here, keyframes. I think that automatically updated, yeah. Okay, yeah, didn't have to do commit change. Okay, so that. Okay, and just make sure that both objects are polygons. Okay, mask from geometry. Now here, what we need to do is basically we're going to use points, and output mask. We're going to call this Z scale because, unlike Mograph, what we're going to do is we're going to use a QuickVFX modifier to basically push each polygon's face up along the Z scale, the primitives. So just set that output mask to Z scale, okay? Then I'm going to add the QuickVFX. Sorry, the poly extrude. Plug it in, hit the blue slice to see what's happening. Nothing's happening. We need to choose divide into individual elements and add some distance. Great, but it's not taking into account the torus. It's just, it's doing this to every object. What we want to do is we want to use an attribute promote to basically convert the point data into poly primitive data, which in Houdini means the polygon faces. Okay, So I'm just going to click it here, and I'm just going to go point to primitive. Okay, back to poly extrude. Nothing's happened. Oh, but now we have a mask. If we just go back to mask from geometry, basically poly extrude is expecting a variable. So this Z scale is actually built into Houdini. The problem is poly extrude wants primitives, meaning polygons, and this is supplying points. So this is why we have the middle man. So if we just click it, the final thing we need to do is, well, which attribute do you want to convert from points to primitives? Well, it's Z scale. So basically you have to kind of pass the variables down the chain. So the Z scale is coming out of here, attribute promote, we're taking it, and then we're putting it into okay, what did I do wrong? Oh, this always happens. I think finally we need to go to distance scale here, and basically, so the final step was just check distance scale, and we're using the Z scale attributes coming in from this node. And now we can see, oh look, it's the Mograph effect. But remember, we're not actually kind of moving instances. We're just kind of extruding the Z scale of the polygon faces. And if I just move back and forth, that's the classic poly FX. Sorry, the Mograph effect in Cinema 4D. So basically, here you can you can do inset, things you can't do in Cinema 4D. Well, not this quickly. You can twist them. I don't like the twists. And there are many options. I'm not going to get into it because I just kind of give you the skeleton and then you can fiddle around. So that's basically it. Just make sure that it's point, Z scale here for the mask. Make sure you put the name in, point to primitive, and then here in poly extrude, just don't forget to check distance scale. It's just a one click. And yeah, there you go. And just to get rid of all these like green bits, what you can do is just hit tab, null. Another strange thing in Houdini is you can then plug the node into a null, but what it basically does is it kind of just gets rid of all the, it kind of just gives you like a final visualization. And there you go. And obviously if I just went back to my torus now and moved it, the effect updates. It's fully procedural. The great thing about working in nodes is like you can edit, modify any section. So imagine you're modeling like a dinosaur head. Every move you made, like adding a loop and then extruding a face, will be in the stack, and you can actually go back and modify it, which is basically the essence of non-destructive a non-destructive workflow. The node network can get quite big and intimidating, but hey, like you just get back, you can basically like modify anything. It's pretty great because I mean it's how things should be. And basically the thing I realized was Cinema 4D, as good as it is and simplifies many things, we still kind of work in a destructive manner. But yeah, I mean you can't beat nodes. They just add an extra dimension that just the typical hierarchy stack just can't beat. Anyway, so that's the end of the tutorial. Oh, just one final thing. Basically, I added the animation directly to the torus's kind of like center. Not ideal. You maybe want to add a transform and then animate that. You know, it's good to have an extra buffer. Transform is just basically, you know, you can move it, scale it, rotate it. So add the animation here. But, you know, I was trying to just keep it at 5 nodes. Don't even need the null. So there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done.